Hello and welcome to this unboxing of, well, what is a mystery brown box? What could it possibly be? Actually, tell the truth, I know exactly what's in this box because we've got an Xbox One X here to unbox for you today. Now, it has appeared in this mystery brown box, but already as soon as you open it, you can see the Xbox One X, I guess, logo, markings, whatever you want to call them. And there's actually a rather nice amount of work that Microsoft have put into this box here. It's really quite lovely, just how far they've pushed things. So we've got, this looks like a booklet instructing us on the kinds of games that we can expect, what the Xbox One X offers, the comparison before you get started, and how to set it up and how to make the jump from a standard Xbox One through to an Xbox One X, or in fact an Xbox One S, because they've got a lot to try and entice you to make the upgrade if you're already an Xbox One user. So we'll pull that out of the way, and then we'll see what we've got going in here. This is nice, actually. They've got Planet Earth 2, and this is 4K Ultra HD. Blu-ray, which you can of course play with the Xbox One X. One of the big advantages that Microsoft would like to tout over the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro is that the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X both have got 4K Ultra HD support, and yeah, Planet Earth 2 is going to be great to check that out. Put that back there a second, and then here, just to make sure that you can get going, we've got Xbox Live, Mixer, a month of Netflix, that's nice. Presumably there's 4K and HDR support there, EA Access, and it's telling us that there's Dolby Atmos support for this, because that's another big technical leap that the One X is making. It's not just 4K and HDR, it's also the audio with the shift up to the much higher quality audio from Dolby. And then to make sure that we can get underway with some major games, we've got AC Origins, Call of Duty, Destiny, Disneyland Adventures, which of course I know that I'm personally looking forward to it. FIFA, Forza of course, you've got Gears of War of course, Halo 3, which is interesting because I'm trying to obscure the codes here so that you don't go and try and redeem them, because they'll already have been redeemed, so it doesn't really matter, but just in case. Yeah, the Xbox One X actually has specifically enhanced Xbox 360 games as well, one of which is Halo 3. I believe Fallout 3 is another one. You shouldn't quote me on that, but, you know, they're going a long way to make sure that this is the best console, regardless of what games you want to play on it. Halo 5, of course, Halo Wars 2, Killer Instinct, Madden, Middle-earth Shadow of War, and this game is interesting because alongside the likes of Forza 7, which Middle-earth Shadow of War has got 4K textures, which make use of the 12GB of RAM in the Xbox One X compared to the 8 that you have in the standard Xbox or PlayStation 4 Pro. You've got Minecraft, which is getting that 4K update, another Disney game, Quantum Break is getting 4K, Recore Definitive Edition, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Super Lucky's Tale, which is actually the single Xbox One X launch title that is launching alongside the game, the only exclusive launching on November 7th alongside the Xbox One X. And then Zoo Tycoon Ultimate Animal Collection. And then we will lift this out and aha! We have an Xbox One X. This is just a standard... difficult to get out of that little box, but this is just a standard version of the Xbox One X as opposed to a Project Scorpio one. And I mean, the only real difference there was that the Project Scorpio one has got a little bit of green text on the controller and on the console itself. Okay, so how does one go about opening that? I need some scissors to cut some bits of tape. Here and here. Attention, French. This opens like that. Oh dear, that came out upside down. And you've already been spoiled, it does include a HDMI cable. I'm sorry about that mix up there. And then we've got the Xbox One X itself. And there's something else at the bottom of this. Again, okay, you've got Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass, and these are like a 14-day trial, I'm assuming. Yep, 14 days of Xbox Live Gold. Come on. And 1 month of Xbox Game Pass, which does include Halo 5, though we've already just got a code for that, and things like NBA, Fable 3, and stuff like that. Those are tucked in right at the bottom of the box. So if you are getting an Xbox One X, make sure that you pick that out of the box as well. Now, one thing I'm immediately noticing is the Xbox One X is heavy. It is a very dense piece of gaming kit. Obviously, that doesn't matter once you've got it installed, because it's just going to be living in your TV's video cabinet. And that is, well, I think that is really, really very pretty. So I'll put that there a second. Sorry if you're getting my head in view. So that's the Xbox One X there. And let's see what else it comes with. You've got the HDMI cable. Again, sorry for the spoilers there. I know that some of you love to have everything explained to you in time. We've also got a power cable, but there's no power brick. Fancy that. Just like the PlayStation 4s and the Xbox One S, the power supply is built into this console as well. So, standard figure 8 power cable there. You've got a HDMI cable, and I believe that Microsoft are very proud of their HDMI cables. That's something that I picked up. That's a little bit of knowledge that I picked up somewhere else. And then we have the obligatory free controller, which we all know what this looks like already. It looks like an Xbox controller. You've got a pair of batteries here, but you will probably want to get some rechargeable batteries or the charge and play pack, I believe it's called. I can't remember exactly. This is going to be the version 2 of the Xbox One controller, so it's got Bluetooth support if you want to connect it to, for example, a PC. Although it's not quite perfect for switching back and forth. You've also got the 3.5mm audio jack, so you can just plug in any old headphones and get playing. And onto the Xbox One itself, because this is really quite nice. Okay, so this is going to be considered the bottom side when you stand it vertically, which you can do if you get the appropriate stand. And you've got a pair of little holes here for the stand to connect to. What does this say? Hello from Seattle, Xbox One X. That's a really cute little touch. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to focus in on that, but I will make sure that there is a little photo of that. Again, one of the interesting things here is that you don't have all of the vents at the top of the console anymore. You had the kind of divide there with the Xbox One, where there was an awful lot of focus on giving it tons of air inside, tons of airflow, but they've really re-engineered the cooling inside of the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S, to be fair, so that it is just so very very small. You've got a nicely disguised Blu-ray port there, just into the groove, a single USB on the front, a sync button for the controller. That's then eject next to the IR blaster, or in case you want to connect this to your satellite box and stuff like that. And you'll have the power button in the Xbox symbol. Now I'll turn this away. Ooh. Now it does just about stand there. You have got, going from left to right, you've got the power, you've got the HDMI out, again the HDMI in case you want to connect a satellite TV box or cable TV box and pass it through the console. You've We've got 2 USB ports, so including the one on the front, that is 3 USB ports. IR out, so that infrared blaster can connect to the satellite. Optical out, which is always great to see, and an Ethernet port. And then you can kind of see already just the heatsink in the back there, and it's going to be pumping out a lot of heat out of the back. Now, we don't have an Xbox One X handy right this second to compare this to, but we do have the next best thing, which is a PlayStation 4 Pro. Both of these consoles are now officially rivals for 4K gaming. So yeah, that is quite the difference. You've got 24 centimeters of depth on the Xbox One X, and you can see it's basically the same kind of height. That is just under 30 centimeters. That is 30 centimeters. So 29.5, 30, let's say. I'm just not being exact. And then because of the slanted PlayStation 4 design, that's 32 centimeters to the rear of the PS4, whereas you've got just 24 centimeters on the Xbox One X. And that is a seriously impressive difference, I must say. Standing them upright, and then we've got a ever so slightly different thing. The Xbox One X is slightly taller, it's 6 centimeters to 5.5 centimeters. So that one, I'd say that overall the difference probably isn't that great when you're putting it into your home setup, but honestly, I mean, it's really, really very impressive just how compact the Xbox One X is now compared to the PlayStation when there was such a difference at launch. In terms of weight, I'd say the Xbox One X is just that little bit heavier, possibly because of the extensive cooling system inside. Obviously, the proof of the pudding will then be once they're both playing games at full tilt, they're going for 4K, 60 frames per second. The Xbox One X is more powerful in that regard, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see just how loud the fans get, and also then just how effective they are at keeping the system cool. So that is all that we're allowed to show you for this particular video at this moment in time. We're not allowed to show the console turned on in any form until the review embargo lifts at the end of next week. We're going to do our best to give you some pretty extensive coverage comparing it to the PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One as well, and just see where it stands and see if it is worth the 450 quid that it is to buy this thing, because let's not forget, this is 450 quid, PlayStation 4 Pro is 350, the original Xbox is usually under 200, and the PS4 itself is now 200 to 250 depending on the value of the offer that you're able to get. So we'll be back next week. Hopefully you've liked this video. Please do like, subscribe and share it, and also keep an eye out over on the sixthaxis.com for more of our impressions of this console, those comparisons that we're going to make, and hopefully we will see you for those at the end of next week. Until then, goodbye!